All right. What's up, everybody? Brian Reese here, the VA Claims Insider, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. What are we talking about today? We're talking about compensation and pension exams. Okay, now you've heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again all day, every day. The compensation and pension exam, or exams, depending on how many you get, is the #1 most important day in the entire VA disability claims process. Okay, it is. And I'm going to be talking about a little bit about why that is today. And I'm going to be breaking down 7 C&P exam secrets. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome as well, guys. Again, if you're watching a recording on YouTube, you can be asking me questions throughout this process just by opening up the video. Okay, open up the video description at the bottom, and you'll see some stuff in there of how I can help you guys. We're going to answer as many questions as we can today as well. Anything specific related to C&P exams, I'm going to be doing everything I possibly can today, guys. Okay, we are literally allowing you guys to get inside information into what's happening at the VA. Okay, absolutely crucial for you guys as well to help you get the VA disability rating and compensation you deserve, which, by the way, let's talk about that real fast. How do you get the VA disability rating and compensation you deserve? If you're stuck, if you are frustrated, if you're underrated right now, you're hearing my voice and you're going, Brian, I'm tired of being stuck at 30. I'm tired of being stuck at 50. I'm at 90 and I'm trying to get to 100 and I keep getting denied. All right, we can help. Get your butt inside of VA Claims Insider Elite, guys. There's now over $13,000 worth of free value inside of our program. Okay, VA Claims Insider Elite, our premier membership program. You're going to get access and permission to use all of our proprietary resources. Okay, you're also going to get connected with a VA Claims expert, and you're going to get access to our doctors for disability benefit questionnaire reviews and competent and credible medical nexus opinions. Okay, again, if you need some help, guys, all you got to do is go to VAClaimsinsiderelite.com. Okay, it's a free 3-step intake, and you'll hear from a member of our team, guys, within about 96 hours. Okay, so again, you're stuck, you're frustrated, you're underrated, you need some help, get your butt inside of our Elite program, because VA disability claims, guys, come down to medical evidence. The reason your VA disability claim keeps getting denied or it's underrated is because you do not have enough medical evidence to either prove your nexus on an at least as likely as not basis, or you can't prove the severity of your symptoms, which is ultimately what ties to the VA rating criteria under the law, CFR 38. We're going to talk about that today. Okay, Title 38, Part 4, the schedule for rating disabilities. Okay, again, you need some help. Get inside VA Claims Insider Elite. You can get started for free right now and claim over $13,000 worth of valuable resources. VA Claims Insider Elite.com. All right, there's now over 80 of you on right now, which is just crazy. Okay, so now I just got to say, boom, boom. You guys hear me say that all the time. That's kind of my word. My team jokes. They're like, man, you should trademark that. Which is pretty funny, but I just love to say boom. I'm a high energy guy, and it's just something I say. It gets me excited, gets the energy up. Okay. All right. So let's jump into this. Your guys' time is really valuable. I'm going to cover my secret 7 secret C&P exam tips to help you win your disability claim and get a higher rating, even if you've already filed or been denied, or even if you've already had a bad C&P exam. We're going to talk about that in detail. Okay. So, all right, let's jump into this thing. Top 7 VA compensation and pension exam tips. Tip #1, guys, read through your VA records, your service treatment records from the military, and any private records prior to your C&P exam. It shocks me, guys, how many veterans don't know what's in their medical records. You have to know that. If you want to be on an even playing field with your C&P examiner before your exam, you need to know what's actually in your records, okay? So some things I think you need to be thinking about, some questions. Do you have a medical diagnosis of the disability or condition you're claiming? Okay, if not, you're probably going to get denied. So you might want to scan through your medical records or any disability benefit questionnaires to see if you have one, okay? The other things I think you really need to start thinking about is if you don't have a diagnosis, are there at least some symptoms? Are there some subjective symptoms of that disability or condition in your records? Now, obviously, if it's in your service treatment records, that's the best, okay? Because again, that nexus requirement, was the disability you're suffering from today caused or made worse by your active duty service or by another service-connected disability? They're going to go back, the VA, the rater, they're going to go look to see if there's anything in your service treatment records about the disability or condition. Okay, now, quick myth bust. Just because something's not in your service treatment records does not mean you'll get denied disability compensation. Okay, there's lots of reasons why veterans might not have enough medical evidence in their service treatment records. I'm simply suggesting to go back and review those records, okay? The other thing I think you want to be thinking about in the C&P exam secret number 1, is there a logical link or connection between the disability or condition you're suffering from today and your active duty service, okay? If that's a little bit weak, that's that nexus requirement again, you really need to home in on this at the C&P exam. You got to be prepared to talk about it. And maybe it's something that happened 30 years ago, and you can tell the examiner, hey, I was fine. I had no issues with my back until this training accident that happened in the Marine Corps, you know, in October of 1972, okay? Here's what happened. By the way, I have a buddy letter that fully explains that. My friend was there and witnessed it, okay? My back problems today stem from that first injury, okay? So that would be an example of how you talk about the nexus, okay? The other thing I think you really need to be thinking about are your current symptoms, okay? You've heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it again. Your final VA disability rating comes down to the severity of your symptoms, okay? How severe are your symptoms on a particular day or over time, okay? Now, the C&P exam is just a snapshot of how you're doing on that one day, okay? That's all the C&P exam is. An independent medical examiner is getting a snapshot in time of how you're doing on that one particular day, okay? Now, sadly, which I'll talk about here more in a little bit, the VA rater, that's the RVSR, typically a GS-12 type government service person who works for the Department of Veterans Affairs as a federal civil servant, they're going to review all the evidence and make a decision on your claim, okay? Now, sadly, in our experience, the RVSR relies almost solely on the results of your C&P exam, okay? And we're going to deep dive this a little bit later, okay? So that's tip number 1, is in the days prior to your C&P exam, you need to get in there and scan through your medical records, your service records, VA records, private records. Take a look at some of the keywords, take a look at symptoms, take a look at if you already have a diagnosis or not, okay? Very, very important that you arm yourself with your information, okay? All right, let's move on to C&P exam secret tip number 2. Guys, you must know the Electronic Code of Federal Regulations, Title 38, Part 4, the Schedule for Rating Disabilities. That's the law, okay? It's a big, ugly document. Luckily, you can use Control F in search for keywords, okay? But you need to get into the law prior to your C&P exam, okay? There's over 830 rateable VA disability conditions under federal law, okay? I got a blog post, 7 tips to prepare for your VA C&P exam. There's a link that gets you my free ebook, The Secret Guide to 833 Rateable VA Disabilities. They're listed by name, okay? So if you want to go to that blog post when we're done, you can get copies of it there, okay? Okay, so reviewing the law, you need to go through it for the disabilities that are going to be looked at at the C&P exam. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm filing an increase claim for my left shoulder. Okay, maybe I had a left shoulder injury on active duty, and I was rated at 0% for it when I left the service 10 years ago. Okay, well, the 0% rating means, yeah, there's an issue with your shoulder, maybe there was an incident, but your symptoms at the time didn't warrant the higher rating. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is go into 38 CFR Part 4 of the Schedule Rating Disabilities, go look at how shoulders are reviewed and rated, and then take a look at the levels of pain and limitation of range of motion and the symptoms that tie to the higher rating. Okay, so you'll see 0%, 10%, 20% for that shoulder. 20% talks about pretty severe limitation of range of motion and pain levels. Okay, but you need to go into the law and arm yourself with the correct information and keywords prior to walking into your C&P exam. Okay, if you got a mental health claim, maybe it's a PTSD increase, somatic symptom disorder secondary, maybe it's major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, go look at the mental health rating scale. Okay, all mental health claims are rated on a scale of 0 to 100%. 0%, 10%, 30%, 50, 70, or 100. Okay, and the symptoms get markedly more severe as you march from 0 all the way up to 100. Go look at the keywords and the level of occupational and social impairment you're required to have at certain ratings. Okay, so that at least you baseline yourself and you have a general understanding of where you're going to fall prior to your C&P exam. Okay, so that's tip number 2. By the way, guys, there's 144 of you on live right now. I can see you in my phone, which is just rad. That's how I'm going to be answering questions here today at the end. So stick around for that, okay? But as I talked about, guys, about 8 out of 10 veterans, 80% of you hearing my voice right now, according to our data, okay, 50,000 veterans have completed our intake in about the last 12 months. We get over 200,000 veterans per month that come to Military Disability Made Easy and VA Claims Insider, our primary websites. 30,000+ of you are watching us on YouTube and subscribed, which is insane. Thank you, guys. We're a movement. Veterans helping veterans get the VA disability rating and compensation you deserve in less time, okay? Now, again, 80% of you right now listening to me talk about these C&P exam secrets are underrated. And you may not even know it, right? You might not know that just because you submitted a claim 20 years ago and you're rated at 60%, you can still open up a new claim, right? You can still add new and relevant medical evidence to file for increases in things that are already service connected. You can open a new claim for something that was previously denied service connection, right? If you've got new evidence now, maybe it's a new buddy letter, a new disability benefit questionnaire, a new medical nexus letter from one of our doctors, okay? Or one of your own doctors if you can get one, okay? But all of that information, it's never over. The VA claim process is never over unless you quit, okay? So if you're going into 2020 and you're going, you know what, Brian? I'm underrated and I'm sick of fighting this battle alone. I want to get the exact medical evidence I need. I want all of your VA Claims Insider proprietary resources, and I want to start free, okay? It's a free 3-step intake to get started today. All you got to do, guys, is go to VAClaimsInsiderElite.com, okay? Now, if you're a little bit skeptical, I get that, right? I'm a disabled veteran myself, and man, I'm a skeptic, right? We are the ultimate skeptics. So if you're not comfortable signing up right this second, go read our reviews. Go read our reviews on Google. Go look on Better Business Bureau. Go check out our blog. Watch some more videos on YouTube. All right, and make the decision that's right for you and your family. Okay, if you're ready to get started right now, all you got to do, free 3-step intake, guys. VA Claims Insider Elite.com, and you can claim over $13,000 worth of bonuses right now. Okay, you know what? Let's go look at those real quick. let's go look right now, real quick on the screen, and I'm going to show you some of the bonuses that you're going to get, okay, when you join VA Claims Insider Elite today, okay? So I'm going to share my screen in just a second. 1 second here, guys. I wasn't planning to do this. This is off the cuff. So, okay, hopefully you guys can see my screen. And everybody see this okay? I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. We'll go to 125, okay? We just received, this was really cool, all right? This is a testament to all of you in our community. We were recently honored by Google as a highly rated veteran-led business, right? Google sent us this cool thing in the mail. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but I shared this with our insiders and our team because I'm so freaking proud of you guys. I couldn't do this by myself. I can't serve as many veterans as I can in accordance with our vision and mission and core values without our unbelievable team. Many of them are on right now. Okay. Thank you guys. And we would not be here being recognized by Google as a highly rated veteran-led business without our fellow insiders and the results that we are getting for veterans. Okay. So this was just awesome. Again, 5-star reviews on Google. This is just a quick snapshot for you guys. We're now over 420 reviews. Go read some of the lives that are being changed on a daily basis. Okay. Again, we're an accredited business. We're headquartered in Austin, Texas, and we serve vets all over the world. Okay. Now, I just want to show you this real quick. Hey, I want to talk about what are the VA Claims Insider fees. Okay. What are they? You are getting access and permission to use the VA Claims Insider Elite membership program proprietary resources, okay, which include the deeply discounted medical consulting services from our network of vetted independent medical providers. All of those resources offered inside of the Elite Experience portal. So what we've done here, and I've had some people say, okay, wait a second, so you don't charge up front, but you charge on the back end. Correct. Okay, we are a business, guys. But instead of charging veterans thousands of dollars up front, $13,119 now worth of value inside of Elite, we decided to make these resources freely available to you when you join our membership program. And you only pay if and only if you win your VA disability claim and get a higher rating because of our resources and our medical doctors. If you don't win and get a higher rating, you owe us this much, okay? So we've literally eliminated the risk for you. Now, I want to just show you real quick the sampling of resources that you're getting when you join VA Claims Insider Elite today, okay? You're getting access and permission to use the Elite Experience portal, okay, which is our proprietary back-end system that houses all of our resources. Quick hit videos, templates, tutorials, real examples of statements in support of a claim, real DBQs, Nexus letter templates, walkthroughs. There's videos that show you how to open or file a claim on either eBenefits or va.gov. There's C&P Exam prep videos. It's rad, okay? That has a $4,997 value. You can get it today for free. You're also getting the Buddy Letter Generator tool, which has a $564 value, okay? You're getting access to the VA Claims Insider Mastermind group on Facebook, which is our private live 24/7, 365 running tally, so to speak, of our 100+ team members trained and certified in my process that are helping you in real time, okay? Again, you're going to get access to all of the video trainings, templates, statements, examples. You're also going to get access to our doctors for DBQ reviews and Nexus letters. That's a $1,000 value. And you're also going to get my Explainer Masterclass, which will teach you how to get up to $5,000 per year in direct award academic scholarships for your spouse or dependents, okay? So the sample value today is over 13 grand, freely available to you up front. All you got to do to get it is go to VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Now, I just want to show you this chart as well, which is a sampling of the discounts on our medical team. Okay, can you guys see this okay? I'm asking you real quick. Yeah, so Jay says, thanks for these resources. Combat Craig, I love that license plate. That's my Texas license plate, by the way. It says DV VACI. All right, VA Claims Insider. I was very fortunate and blessed to get presented the DMSM from combat service in Afghanistan, which was rad. Exceptionally meritorious combat service in Afghanistan. Hats off to my troops, folks who were there that helped. That was a real blessing and an honor for me. Okay, so that's my new Texas plate. I want to show you this though. Can you guys see this okay? It says VA Claims Insider Elite membership savings chart and cost comparison, okay, of what our doctors cost for the independent medical evidence versus what other doctors charge, okay? I want to steer your attention to the VACI savings column and the VACI savings by percent. Okay, so there's savings by dollars, savings by percent. Okay, I don't know about you, but I like being a member and I like getting discounts. Just like Costco, right? I'm a Costco member. I love their discounts. I love their gas discounts, okay? I'm an Amazon Prime member. I love the Prime Video that I get by being a member, and I love the free shipping, the one-day shipping, okay? We're structured in a very similar way, okay, to Amazon Prime or Costco. We're a membership-based business. Now take a look, though, at the savings chart. On average, you are saving a minimum of 74% on the medical evidence you're going to get inside of our membership program. And then that goes up to as high as 90% on the savings, okay? So again, you can go out and hire other doctors, okay? If you don't want to save a bunch of money and you don't want to take advantage of our resources at deeply discounted rates, you can use your own doctors, okay? But if you want to use ours, who understand why you're asking for a disability exam, they understand why you need a DBQ for your sleep apnea, okay, or a DBQ for PTSD review for an increase, okay, DBQ for GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. If you want to take advantage of doctors who understand why you're asking for a medical nexus letter to connect your obstructive sleep apnea secondary to PTSD, get in our program. And these are the savings you're going to get, okay? We don't hide our fees. We're very open and honest about our fees and about the discounts you can expect as a member, okay? Again, you want these resources right now and access to our doctors, go to VA Claims InsiderElite.com, okay? I'll stop the share. I'm back here live. There's 165 of you on, which is totally rad. You guys are amazing. JD asked, where do the other doctors' prices come from? Those are doctors we've asked and the research we've done. I'm not going to name those doctors here, JD. We can talk offline just because I don't want to put anybody on blast. I'm not that kind of a guy. But there are doctors in Colorado. There's one in Oklahoma. There's one in Arizona. They'll charge you $1,500 for one Nexus letter. There's DBQs that are co-signed by a physician that are over $600. That doesn't include the cost of the exam, by the way. There's a separate fee for the exam. I'm aware of a psychologist in Colorado who charges $1,500 for a psych eval, which includes the DBQ, okay? So again, you want to go outside of here and spend tens of thousands of dollars on medical evidence up front. You certainly can, right? There's doctors out there that do that. But if you want to save a boatload up front because of the volume we provide these doctors, that's how we get these rates, okay? Get in Elite. Again, VA Claims InsiderElite.com. Okay, and I'll be answering questions here as we go throughout. Okay, so I see more and more comments are coming in, which is awesome. Thank you guys. It's totally rad how many people are on live. If you're watching on YouTube as well, welcome to you. What a blessing you guys are, truly, absolute blessing. Okay, let's go back to our C&P exam tips that we're talking about today, okay? So let's talk about C&P exam tip number 3, okay? So number 1, we talked about the importance of reviewing all your medical records. C&P exam secret number 2, we talked about reviewing the law. CFR 38, Part 4, the schedule for rating disabilities for whatever exams you have coming up. And then C&P exam tip number 3, guys, I always say do not have your best day. Okay. Now, this does not mean you should lie or stretch the truth. Okay. It's against federal law to file a false claim, okay, or to malinger, okay, which is to stretch the truth or lie. Okay. Please don't do that. Please don't ever do that as a fellow disabled vet. It's not the right thing to do, and I'm asking you not to do it. Okay. What this does mean, though, is that you need to tell the C&P examiner how you are on your very worst days. Okay, I talked about this a little bit earlier, that the VA C&P exam is really a snapshot in time. It's a snapshot of how you're doing on that one particular day. That's it. Okay. Now, if you happen to be having a particularly good day on the date of your C&P exam, you need to make sure when you go in there, you're explaining to the doctor how you are on your very worst days. Okay, now I'll share an example in case you're wondering, okay, Brian, what do you mean by that? Let's say that your back pain is so severe that you often can't get out of bed in the morning without somebody helping you. Maybe it's a spouse or a caretaker. Maybe you have to wear a back brace all the time, okay, just to help you with your back pain so that you can get a little bit of range of motion and get around for your day. Tell the examiner that. You have to tell the examiner how you are on your very worst day, okay? That's tip number 3. Tip number 4, real quick before I go on to the next one. I've heard people talk about that, they don't shave, they don't shower for a week, they go in there looking like they're homeless. Come on, man. We're better than that, okay? You don't need to do that. Go into your C&P exam looking how you would look on a normal day. Okay, maybe you wear something comfortable like gym clothes. You can shave, you can shower. Okay, there's no reason not to do that. The main thing is stick to your symptoms and tell the doctor, which leads me right into tip number 4, be uncomfortably vulnerable. I'm going to say that again, okay? Be uncomfortably vulnerable. What that means is if it's awkward or uncomfortable for you to say to the C&P examiner, that means you need to say it, okay? Be uncomfortably vulnerable. If it's uncomfortable or awkward for you to talk about to somebody you just met who you don't know, that means you're on the right path and you need to say it, okay? And I'm going to share an example here. Nobody wants to talk about their sexual dysfunction, okay? Nobody. It's embarrassing. It's not natural. And especially you don't want to talk about it with somebody you just met, okay? Guess what? In the words of being uncomfortably vulnerable, that's exactly why you need to talk about it. So let's say, for example, you're a male and you filed a secondary claim for erectile dysfunction, which, by the way, erectile dysfunction is an SMC category, special monthly compensation K, SMCK. Let's say you filed for that and you're at a C&P exam and the doctor just wants to ask you some questions about your ED. Maybe it's a general physician exam. Talk about how severe your ED is. Talk about any medications you have to take just to get it up. Talk about how it's hurting your relationship with your spouse or significant other. Talk about how embarrassed you are by it, right? Talk about how your severe mental health condition and all these antidepressants that you're on have led to this sexual dysfunction and how it sucks and how you hate it and how it's hurting you and your life and your relationships, okay? That's the stuff you need to get out at your C&P exam. One other example here. Let's say you got a severe mental health condition. I know because I live it, guys. And let's say your anxiety, your depression, your insomnia, your anger, your panic, those things are so severe, maybe the only thing you can do to cope is to abuse alcohol, right? So maybe you're an alcoholic or you're abusing alcohol because of your severe anxiety, insomnia, depression, mental health, etc. Tell the examiner. If maybe you had a night just recently where you're like, you know what, doc? My anxiety was so severe last week. I just took a 750 a Jack and just started drinking. until I passed out because I couldn't get the person off my chest. I felt like I couldn't breathe. My medicines didn't help. I'm just trying to cope. And I know it's not good. And I'm going to stop and I'm getting help. But that's how severe my symptoms are. And I'm trying to cope with them. I know it's not healthy, but I did it, right? That's the kind of stuff, guys, that you need to get out and talk about, okay? All right, C&P exam strategy number 5. Talk about how your disabilities are limiting or affecting your work, your life, and your social functioning. Okay, now I'm going to break this out into 2 categories. Remember, stick around, guys, because I'm going to be answering your questions at the end today. Okay, by the way, there's 176 of you on right now, which is amazing. Okay, okay, so when you file a disability claim, and let's say you're able to get it service connected, all right, the final rating, if you're underrated, the final rating comes down to limitations. Ultimately, that's what the VA is compensating you for, is the disability limiting fact, the lim facts that are limiting or affecting your work, life, and social functioning. That's what you're being compensated for, the limitations, okay? So all mental health claims, it doesn't matter what it is, PTSD, generalized anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever the condition is, mental health claims come down to occupational and social impairment. I'm going to say that again. All mental health claims come down to occupational and social impairment. Maybe you filed a PTSD claim. Maybe it's a PTSD increase claim. Okay. What I want you to be thinking about is, how is your PTSD limiting or affecting your work, your life, and your social functioning? How is your PTSD affecting you at work? Maybe you got fired from a job, right, because of your angry outburst due to your PTSD. Maybe you just zone out at work. Maybe you quit your job because you could not be boxed in a freaking cube farm working for the government. Maybe you yell at customers because of your anger, okay? Maybe you've gotten fights with coworkers. Those are all examples of how your PTSD is affecting your life, okay? Okay, let's talk about PTSD life and social functioning effects. How is your mental health condition limiting or affecting your social functioning, your relationships with people, your angry outbursts that are happening at home? Maybe you're estranged from your children. Maybe you feel detached. You can't connect with people, this isolationism. Maybe you don't have many friends. You're not members of clubs anymore. You don't go to church anymore. You're afraid to leave your house. Okay. Those are all indications, guys, of very, very severe mental health conditions. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to get out there about how are your disabilities limiting or affecting your work, your life, your social functioning from the mental health side. Now, all other disability claims, if it's not mental health, it comes down to limitation of range of motion and pain. Okay. If it's a musculoskeletal condition, it comes down to limitation of range of motion and pain. And now the tip here that I want to share is make sure you force the examiner to stop. As soon as you feel pain, guys, you got to make the examiner stop. Let's say, for example, you filed a claim for your back. Maybe it's an increased claim for your back. And the examiner says, you know, hey, Jimmy, I want you to stand up and bend over and touch your toes. Okay. If you can't do that without there being pain, don't do it. And tell the examiner that. Just say, hey, doc, as soon as I even bend over a tiny bit, there's pain. I can't bend over and touch my toes. Okay. Maybe you filed a disability claim for your knee. Okay. Let's say it's a right knee issue that you filed for. And you're at the C&P exam and the examiner says, hey, you know, I want you to lay down on this table and I'm going to move your leg up to your chest, right? I'm going to grab your ankle and I'm going to start bending your foot toward your chest, okay? Stop the examiner. as soon as you feel pain. Because if you don't, if you let the examiner move you and he pushes you through the pain and there's range of motion, there's no indication of a limitation without pain, guess what's going to happen to your final VA rating? The notes are going to say veteran had full flexion, full limitation of range of motion, and no pain. You're going to get denied, okay? Or you're going to get a 0% rating, okay? Let's see here. Okay, C&P exam tip number 6. Know your true story cold as well as any in-service stressor events. Now, when I talk about know your true story cold, okay, you got to be prepared again. This is all driving at the nexus requirement. Now, you don't need to know the exact day that all of your events occurred, okay? But I think you should know the approximate month and year of when your symptoms began, okay? Now, if you've got lacking medical evidence at all, I highly recommend getting at least one VA buddy letter uploaded to eBenefits or va.gov to help support your assertions, okay? Because if there's no evidence in your file of an incident or you never went to the doctor to talk about it, if you don't have a buddy letter in there from a firsthand witness, the chances of you being denied are very high because the VA is going to say not service connected. They couldn't verify or validate the approximate time frame of when your symptoms began, which means they couldn't determine the nexus requirement on an at least as likely as not basis, okay? Now, there is some special consideration given to MST situations, military sexual trauma, so assault and harassment situations. Why? Because the VA knows a lot of times those are very sensitive issues. They're never reported for a variety of reasons, and maybe you never told anybody about the incident. Okay, so an example is maybe you write your own statement. Instead of getting a buddy letter because you can't get one, you write your own sworn declaration that talks about, hey, I was sexually assaulted by a boss on a Navy ship in October of 1987, right? I never told a single person about it because I feared for my life, my career, and I just never told anybody. But this incident, this assault is the cause of my current PTSD. Right? I had no mental health symptoms prior to October 1987. This incident occurred. I immediately began not trusting people, panic attacks, dry lips, dry mouth, severe anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, anger issues, depression. I couldn't have relationships with people. Okay? You got to be prepared to talk about that stuff. But VA buddy letters can really help, especially in the absence of information. Oh, there's some people here talking about my, he's from up north, but not that far up north. Somebody wrote, I can't stop laughing because of your Canadian accent. So I'm from northern Minnesota. Okay, I was a hockey player, played hockey at the Air Force Academy, which was a blessing for me to fulfill a childhood dream. But I am from northern Minnesota. You'll hear me say out, right? Out and about. You'll hear me talk about hockey players and stuff like that. So yeah, you'll hear that come out of my voice a little bit. It's too funny. Stick around though, guys, because remember, again, I'm going to be answering your questions live. Okay, if you're catching the replay on YouTube, open up the comment section, the description of this video, ask your question. We're going to be trying to answer as many of them as we can. Okay, and remember, if you guys are stuck, frustrated, underrated, and you believe you deserve a higher VA disability rating by law, and you're tired of fighting alone, you know you need more medical evidence because you're just going to get denied again without it, get inside of Elite. Okay, VA Claims Insider Elite, guys, is our premier membership program. It's our medical coaching and consulting program. You can get started right now today for free at VA Claims InsiderElite.com. It's a free 3-step intake. As soon as you complete your intake and sign your agreement in step 2, you're going to be assigned to an expert in 96 hours or less. Okay? We move fast. We drill right to the heart of the matter of what you need, which is more medical evidence. You get the DBQs, you get the Nexus letter, you use our buddy letter templates, and boom, guess what happens? You get a higher rating in less time, okay? That's what happens, guys, when you come into VA Claims Insider Elite. Okay, you can start now for free at vaclaimsinsiderelite.com. Okay, all right, let's get to the last hack here, and then I'm going to take some questions. So C&P exam hack number 7, give the C&P examiner a detailed picture of your life before service, during service, and after service. Now, I just put a note in here that says you must be prepared to talk about your life in detail, okay? And I want you to think about things like, what was your life like before you joined the military, okay? What did you do on active duty? What was your job, right? Were you around loud noises, flight lines? Did you ever deploy to a combat zone or to an austere location, okay? Then what happened after you left active duty? What did you do for work? What do you currently do for work if you are employed, okay? And the reason why I think you need to be prepared to talk about this stuff is you have to paint a picture for the C&P examiner and talk about how the military caused or made your condition worse. Again, this comes back to helping you prove the nexus requirement. Now, the reason I talk about telling your true story, knowing it cold, and helping the guy, the C&P examiner, the guy or gal, understand what you're going through is you want to try to make them feel something. Okay, the C&P examiners are real people just like you and me. If you can explain how severe your symptoms are in something they can relate to, and you can make them feel something, you're going to help them make the best analysis and decision regarding the severity of your symptoms, okay, which is ultimately then what ties to a rating under the law, okay? Now, again, I do have a great blog post as well, guys, called Top 7 Tips to Prepare for Your VA C&P Exam. All right, you can Google it, or you can go to vaclaimsinsider.com/blog and check it out if you want to read about these things in more detail, okay? Again, I hope you enjoyed this, the top 7 C&P exam tips, C&P exam secrets. You can read that post. You can watch this video again. We're also going to help you fight if you get a bad C&P exam, okay? I've had a bad C&P exam. I had a terrible examiner try to screw me over once, and you know what I did? I fought back immediately. I picked up the phone. I called 1-800-827-1000. I complained, said this examiner had it out for me from the moment we started, lied to me, accused me of lying. I want a new exam. The person on the end of the line put a note in my file, and that request went off to the VA regional office in my state, which was Texas. And about a week and a half later, I got called for a new C&P exam, okay, prior to the rating decision. Now, if you don't take action and you get a bad C&P exam and you just wing it, okay, if you don't upload a memorandum for record and explain why you had an inadequate exam by a terrible, crappy, horrible C&P examiner, the VA is going to deny you. Because remember, I talked about the VA raters rely almost solely on the results of your C&P exam, which is just garbage. It's absolute garbage, but it's the way it is, okay? So you got to be prepared. Got to be prepared. The number one most important day in your process. And if you get a bad exam or a bad examiner, you have to fight, okay? Now, the other thing is, let's say you had a bad C&P exam and you got denied already. All hope is not lost. What we recommend you do is represent yourself and file your own higher level review. Because chances are you're going to get on the phone with a decision review officer, a DRO, within about 2 to 3 weeks. And you can explain to him or her that the reason I got denied, my shoulder, my back, my hip, my mental health increase, is because of my terrible C&P examiner. He or she lied in my exam. They said they read this or asked me this. They didn't. I want a new C&P exam, DRO. Guess what's going to happen? The DRO is probably going to order a new C&P exam, or they'll overturn the previous denial on the spot. We've seen it happen a ton, okay? I've got another post out here and a video on YouTube It's called Bad C&P Exam. Now what? Okay, it explains everything you need to do to fight back against a bad C&P exam. We've also got a great blog post and a video out there called VA Higher Level Review, right? Good or bad. And I explain if you're in that situation and you decide to appeal using the higher level review, where you're going to end up on a phone call with a DRO, most likely. Okay, it talks about who's going to call you, what it's about, what you need to be prepared to talk about, and all of those things. Okay. Okay, so we covered the 7 tips. I'm going to turn now to some questions. I know I've got some teammates here are asking a bunch of questions as well, which is amazing. So thank you guys. I'm going to go through some questions here now live. Let's see, Mike, I've had a bad C&P exam. Yep. Sorry, man. It happens. I've had a bad C&P exam. I think almost everybody on our team has had a bad C&P exam. Okay. But you got to fight back. Let's see. Oh, there's a question here about DBQs that require range of motion. Okay. So if you need a disability benefit questionnaire done that requires an in-person range of motion exam, okay, we are rapidly expanding our med team capabilities to facilities all over the United States right now, okay? You can still come into our program and get help. We've launched a facility in Florida. We've launched a facility in North Carolina, a facility in New Jersey. We've got stuff coming to Colorado, okay? And we're rapidly working at expanding in-person DBQ capabilities if you need a range of motion exam, okay? The other thing you can do is, instead of getting a DBQ from our team, you write a great personal statement, you get a great buddy letter from a spouse or someone you served with, and then you let the C&P examiner complete the DBQ at the in-person exam, okay? And you just be prepared with these 7 tips, okay? So that's a way that you can do that if you're not able to go in person. Let's see here. How long does the VA claim process take? Right now, if you do a fully developed claim from start to finish, that means the moment you click submit on either va.gov or eBenefits, it's taking about 90 days from start to finish, okay, which is insanely fast. My hat's off to Secretary Wilkie, all the VA employees at the VBA. You guys are kicking ass. Honestly, you're kicking ass. I mean, when I left the service in 2012, my claim took 13 months to decide. It was painful, and it wasn't that involved, and I actually had some pretty solid evidence. So we've gone from claims taking 12 to 15 plus months to the average processing time right now of a fully developed claim as of November, December 2019 into 2020. It's about 91 days. At VA Claims Insider, we're seeing people go to 100% in a week or two with no C&P exam. Okay, and you might be going, wait a second, what? How are people not getting a C&P exam? Now, I don't want you to take this as gospel, because chances are you're still going to get a C&P exam and you need to be prepared. But what I am telling you is we've got a lot of instances where if it's a simple increase, the DBQ, the Disability Benefit Questionnaire alone, completed by a private medical provider, is enough for the VA rater to make a decision and grant the increase with no C&P exam. Okay, again, you need a DBQ. You want to roll the dice and go, hey, I want to try to not get a C&P exam because I hate them. They suck. The examiners are terrible. Get inside of Elite. Get inside of Elite and meet with one of our doctors for an extremely discounted DBQ. Okay, you can go to VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Okay, I'm going to keep answering some questions here. Awesome. Thank you to my team members, by the way. People are jumping in the comments here, answering things for me. I appreciate that, and helping each other out. Let's see here. What's up, Richard? Hey, George. Okay, does the C&P examiner complete a DBQ? If so, can I get a copy as it relates to my mental health? That was the question from George. Okay. The DBQ, Disability Benefit Questionnaire, you can do one of really 3 things. You can not get a DBQ and just let the C&P examiner complete the digital electronic version of the DBQ in their own system. Okay, so that's why you see them clicking boxes and asking you a bunch of questions. They're going through the DBQ at your C&P exam. Now, we recommend you preempt it, meaning you get a DBQ from a private provider and file it with your claim. Because one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to accept that DBQ alone and grant you the increase as long as the evidence is there, okay? Or it's going to help set the baseline with the C&P examiner. Okay, you've already got a DBQ from a private provider. Hopefully the examiner's reviewed that prior to your exam. You're baseline, okay, especially if it's just a simple increase. If it's a first time, you're baselining the severity of your symptoms, okay? And then the other question was, how do I get copies of my C&P exam results? Okay, this is very, very important. All right, I want you guys to pay very, very close attention here because we get asked this all the time. How do I get a copy of my C&P exam results? Okay, if your VA C&P exam was conducted by a VA doctor at a VA facility, okay, your final C&P exam results will automatically flow forward onto what's called your blue button report on My Healthy Vet within about 24 to 48 hours of the exam. Okay, so if you don't have a My Healthy Vet account, go create one, but you'll be able to access your C&P exam results in real time. Okay, that'll be on My Healthy Vet in your blue button report. Now, what's happening lately, and this is why claims are being decided so fast and you're getting a C&P exam so fast, is the VA has contracted out with about, I think there's 6 private companies right now who then contract with private providers like LHI and QTC and VES. Okay, there's a few other ones. And they will actually schedule the C&P exam for you with a private provider. The crappy part here is if your C&P exam was conducted by a private provider at a private facility, the results of your C&P exam are not going to be in your VA medical records. So you're not going to know, okay? Now I'm going to share a secret hack with you right now. This is one of the huge benefits of VSOs, okay, accredited VSOs. They have access to something called the Veterans Benefits Management System, the VBMS, okay? Now, what the VSO can do is they can log into VBMS and they can see the results of your contracted C&P exam in real time, and they can then print out a copy for you if you want to see it that fast. Okay, if you don't have a VSO, or maybe you represented yourself, you can file a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request to the VA regional office in your state. Okay, every state has VA regional offices, and then you can ask for a complete copy of your VA claims file, okay, which is also known as a C file. If all of those fail, you can call the White House VA hotline. Okay, the White House VA hotline. It works, by the way. A lot of vets in our community have called it. Okay, I'm going to list the number for you right now. It's the VA's White House hotline. There's agents there 24/7, 365. Okay, there's more than 60 agents that monitor this phone line. Okay, if you've got a question and you want to call the White House hotline, it's 1-855-948-2311. Okay, I'm going to say that again. If all else fails and you're pissed, you're frustrated, you want information, you can't get your C&P exam results, call the White House VA hotline at 1-855-948-2311. Okay, secret hack for you today. So that's how you get your C&P exam results, whether it's conducted by a private provider or a contracted provider. Bad examiner is like a bad cop. Yep. Okay. Where can we get some VACI swag? All right, y'all see I got that awesome swag on, right? VA Claims Insider. Got my VA Claims Insider hat. I got my VA Claims Insider license plate. All right, this is a real license plate, by the way. So if you see me driving around Austin, Texas, give me a honk. All right, give me a shout. It says DV, VACI for VA Claims Insider. If you want your own swag, VA Claims Insider swag, we've got hats, shirts. 100% of the profits get donated to charity, by the way, which is amazing. You can go to VAClaimsinsiderswag.com. You can also just go to our homepage, scroll down to the bottom and click shop, and you'll see your choices. Okay. All right. What else do we got here? Mike says, I like your advice on bad C&P exams. Yeah, you have to take action, man. You have to punch back against illegal, immoral, and unethical C&P examiners. You suck. You suck. I'm calling it out. I will continue to call it out. It's absolutely shocking and embarrassing and wrong and illegal and immoral and unethical that this terrible behavior is allowed to go on. Okay. I'm gonna share one really dirty secret. This is super dirty. I don't have access to it, but there's an actual group of VA psychiatrists out there, okay, made up of C&P examiners for the VBA, the Veterans Benefits Administration. And what they do is they get on there and they talk shop and they complain about private doctors and they shouldn't be allowed to do this. And here's what this veteran did to me today. That's awful. VA secretary, if you're hearing this right now, you have doctors at the VBA who have created private groups and they're intentionally screwing over veterans. Okay? I think you should look into it. By the way, if you're one of those VA psychiatrists on those groups, I'm freaking calling you out right now. It's illegal. It's immoral. It's unethical. You got to stop. Okay? If you're not going to do right by our veterans, you need to stop being an examiner. Period. Okay? Absolutely embarrassing, disgusting. It makes me so angry. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Does it ever happen that the DBQ and buddy letters will suffice and you'll get rated without a C&P exam? Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. VA. I already have 10% for tinnitus. My C&P exam for hearing or audio is on Friday. Okay. And his migraine is secondary to tinnitus. Okay, that's a big one. Don't forget, guys, about secondary disability claims in your VA claim strategy. Okay, you're authorized to file a secondary disability claim for disabilities that were caused or made worse by another service-connected disability in your body, rated at 0% or higher. Okay, they're rated just like any other disability. So migraine headaches can very commonly be linked to tinnitus, the ringing in your ear. Okay, ringing in your ear syndrome. Now, you're going to need a nexus letter to connect those, but you might get rated at 30% or 50% for migraines secondary to tinnitus. Okay, we can help. VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Let's see here. What can I tell the HLR about a video conference DBQ? Okay, so here's another complete garbage situation, okay? The VA secretary, you need to talk to your raters. You need to update M21-1, and you need to get out of the Stone Ages, okay? Telemedicine is here. Telemed is here, and it's here to stay. By law, codified in federal law, medical evidence is medical evidence, and it must be considered. It must be considered. If a veteran gets denied because their DBQ was conducted by a virtual provider over video teleconference, that's crap. It's wrong. It's illegal. Okay? Guess what? Your own VA examiners, your VA C&P examiners are conducting C&P exams over video teleconference. So you tell me why you can't update your regulation to get with 2019-20 and comply with what your own doctors are doing. This is how we serve veterans who are in austere locations, who can't make it in person to certain facilities. There's nothing wrong with conducting a disability benefit questionnaire review over video teleconference. And guess what? I would call it right out in your higher level review and tell the DRO, this is crap. This exam is medical evidence. This exam is adequate, and it should have been accepted for rating purposes. Okay? You're just ahead of the game, guys. VA, you need to freaking update M21-1 and talk to your rating officials that the DBQ does not have to be conducted in person. Get with the program, get with technology. I'm tired of your BS, okay? How's that? How'd I do? That's what you tell the examiner. Let's see. Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Put their name, James says, put their names on blast. Exactly, man. We need to get this out there. If you get a terrible C&P examiner, by the way, go rate them on Google. Go find them on Yelp or psychology.com or what, Google their name and go rate them. Give them a 1-star rating and tell the rest of the world how much they suck and how they're screwing veterans. Okay? That's what you do. You got to call it out. You got to get it out there. Okay? New swag is coming. That's awesome. I was told that they cannot give you a copy of your C file if you have a pending claim. No, that's not true. Absolutely not true. What is the phone number to call if you had a bad C&P exam? 2 numbers. You can call 1-800-827-1000, which is the VA's normal hotline, right? Speak to a representative, tell them your C&P exam sucked and the examiner tried to screw you over and didn't conduct an adequate exam, and tell the agent, the representative, that you want notes put in your file that'll flow forward to the VA regional office in your state that you want a new C&P exam, okay? That's the way you can do it. You can also call the White House hotline, which is 855-948-2311, okay? Let's see. Somebody put blue button report. I don't see anything about C&P exams. It might not actually be listed as a C&P exam, but you should see the results in your blue button report on My Healthy Vet. If you don't, again, you can submit a written request to the VA regional office in your state. You could also go down to your VA facility, go to outpatient treatment records and tell them you want a complete copy of your outpatient records, okay? Let's see here. How come I got a second C&P exam? Okay, this is something I want all you vets to think about. If you get multiple C&P exams for the same condition, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's probably the VA rater was initiating the fact that they needed more information. Okay, or maybe there was a conflict with the evidence. So perhaps maybe the private record said X, the C&P examiner said Y, and the VA rater preemptively is going, I don't know. I think I'm just going to order a new C&P exam and see if we can narrow this gap in the difference of the evidence. Okay, so if you get multiple C&P exams, it's usually a good thing. That means the VA is trying to help you. Okay. Yeah. So Steven, that's a good point. M21 is reference, not law. M21-1 is reference material that governs the regulatory process for VA raters. That's not law. That's not statute. Okay. Statute is 38 CFR. Statute is codified federal law. And what's codified is it says nothing about the adequacies or inadequacies about telehealth, telemedicine, DBQs, okay? Absolute garbage. I think we're going to see M21 change. I think we're going to see a total shift in how the VA uses telemed, telehealth, not just on the VHA side for healthcare, but also on the VBA side for benefits, okay? I think we're just ahead of the power curve. Surprise, surprise. Get with the times, VA. Joyce, I am the proud owner of the title for the worst C&P exam ever. I'm sorry to hear that. Man, I want you to fight. I want you to fight. How much longer does a claim take if it's dropped out of the fully developed claims program? You know, man, here's the truth. We're seeing the VA get so much faster that the fully developed claim really isn't even that much faster than the standard claim anymore. It is faster, but not that much. So just because let's say you filed under fully developed claim and then the VA changes it over to the standard claim, right? They probably sent you a notification that said this is not eligible for the FDC program. It could be because they're trying to help you, right? Maybe there's more evidence that they're trying to get and they're trying to help you, which is probably a good thing. So it shouldn't take too much longer. Let's see. Had a horrible C&P examiner. Man, makes me so mad. So many veterans out there have had terrible C&P exams. And nobody's talking about it. That's the part that makes me so mad, is nobody's owning this problem, which is why we're calling it out. And C&P examiners, we're coming after you, calling it out. We are the largest, most trusted name in VA disability claims. Over 200,000 veterans come to our services and sites each month. We are calling you out. Let's see here. I wish you could come with me to my C&P exam. Oh, you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. I love DP's presentations. Man, he is, man. DP, David Pineda, my brother from another mother. He's amazing. I love David Pineda. Great dude. Army vet, super awesome guy. You'll see some of his videos out here. Let's see. My understanding, yeah, the FDCs are slightly faster than a standard claim, but not that much. Jimmy wrote 100% PNT. Team VA Claims Insider rocks. Thank you, Brian. I'm on Team Rush. You guys are amazing. Guys, we are changing veterans' lives on a daily basis. It is such a blessing for me to be able to do this with our incredible team of insiders, fellow disabled veterans from around the world, live and in community in a mastermind concept. It is a life-changing experience, right? Not just for me and our team, but for you, for the veterans who come into our programs. I've said this before, I know for a fact we've prevented veterans from taking their own lives because of our membership community. We've saved marriages. We've helped veterans who were homeless, who are no longer homeless. We celebrate life change, guys, and helping you with your disability claim and getting you the rating and compensation you deserve. Yeah, that's our main focus, but it's bigger than that. We celebrate life change, man. And whatever your situation is now, maybe you're an alcoholic, you're a drug addict, you've contemplated suicide, you're struggling from suicidal ideation, you're struggling with infidelity, gambling. We've all lived it. We've experienced these things, guys, and you're not alone. You are not alone. And when you come into our communities, we're going to connect you with the resources you need to move you forward, to move the ball down the field, and it just might save your life. That's how much I believe in the power of the VA Claims Insider movement. It's an absolute life-changing blessing for me to be able to do this with our incredible team and our veterans, just like you, inside our community. Okay, again, you need some help, go to VA Claims Insider Elite.com. Is this still live? This is still live, Gerard. We're still live. Okay, I got a couple requests for more videos, so please keep doing that. Feel free as well to send any video requests to Combat Craig, amazing fellow brother, Air Force vet. He's now a part of the VA Claims Insider movement, so you'll see him on the VACI and Brian Reese channel. You'll see him on the Mastermind. He's got his own awesome YouTube channel. Check out Combat Craig. Guys, it is an absolute honor, a blessing, a pleasure to serve you as a fellow disabled veteran. I'm so proud of our team, and I'm so proud of our insiders who are helping us every single day, okay? Again, please keep putting your questions here. If you're on Facebook still live, ask your questions. We'll try to answer as many as we can. If you're on YouTube, you're watching this recording later, please open up the video description, for all the resources. If you're curious about our programs, our blog, our podcast, you can also go to the comment section on YouTube and ask a comment. Okay, tell me you can hear me. Tell me I'm ugly, whatever. Tell me you don't like my Canadian voice. But ask me your questions about your VA disability claim. Okay, because we're going to go back after and try to answer as many as we can. Okay, I love you guys. Brian Reese here, the VA Claims Insider, out from Austin, Texas. And we'll talk to you guys real soon, all right? Have a great day.